Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. Welcome to Tarot by the Pines. I am your lovely host for this channel, Jason. I figured I would go through this deck called Tarot for You and Me, a vibrant and celebratory tarot deck for all. I had gotten this deck maybe about a year ago, so I'm just now getting into it. It's Pride season, so why not? And I have thoughts, folks, so stay tuned. So for Tarot for You and Me, this is a collaborative deck between Gary DeAndre and Jess Vosseteig. So Gary wrote the guidebook and the illustrations were done by Jess. I had saw this deck in a store, and you know what? I was like, okay, I don't have a very queer focused deck in my deck library, and so I picked it up. So let's dive into the back. So it says, a vibrant and celebratory tarot deck for all, created by and for people who are queer and want to see reflections of their communities in the tarot. Tarot for You and Me offers the queer, genderqueer, and non-binary audience and their allies a tarot deck that is as inclusive and emboldened as it is fun and full of joy. Pairing an updated vision of the tarot with jubilant, dynamic art, this deck will allow all readers to truly see themselves, their lives, their bodies, their vocabulary, their experiences reflected in the cards they read and the futures they create from them. So from the back, when I read this, I was like, okay, I'm sold. As soon as you pick this deck up, it is heavy, folks. This has to be maybe a pound or two, maybe more. Like, it is very heavy, and it's because of the guidebook. So it is a deck that just flips open like this. Lovely box. I will say the box is one of my favorite things about it. In the book, she is chunky, she is thick. I love it. And it is full color, so I really like that. All right, so let's go into the cards. And the cardstock, I actually really like this cardstock. I've seen thicker tarot decks, and this is probably up my alley. It's the right size. It doesn't hurt my hands. And these are the backs, completely reversible. Very cute. We have the Fool here. And I will say a good majority of the major arcana have been renamed to fit that queer, inclusive, non-binary lifestyle. The Brux of the Brew, which I don't mind the name change for the majors. Although if you don't know the original names for these, like I'm just drawing a blank for the House Mother, which should be the Empress, I believe. The House Father is the Emperor. The Grand Dame for the Hierophants, which I love a Grand Dame. The Lovers. And the names have been changed to fit that queer, non-binary lifestyle. The Chariot. Strength. The Wise One. The Winds of Change. Justice. The Hanged One. Death. Temperance. The Devil. The Castle, which I feel like this is very interesting. It's not the typical depiction. It's whereas, you know, the castle is just being attacked or it's been crumbling. This one, it looks like it's been rebuilt, or has been, that foundation has been rebuilt up to create a stronger one. The Star. The Moon. The Sun. Judgment. And some of these cards definitely have to look at the guidebook because it doesn't seem like it goes with the traditional artwork clearly. And the world here is very nice. But any themed deck, I think a guidebook is definitely necessary, and especially just by the looks of this thicker than a Snickers guidebook, I think it's going to do really well to talk about the theme, the element, and all of these things, so you can fully grasp of what's going on into the cards. So the wands are replaced by lanterns, the cups are replaced by chalices, pentacles are plants, and swords have become flags. These upgraded suits help emphasize the inclusivity of the deck. So we have the lanterns as the wands. And then you can see here we're getting into the pips. Some of the cards are very pippish. It's not my thing. So that gets a couple points dinged from this deck. 3 of lanterns, 3 of wands. The 4. This reminds me of Inside Editions tarot decks that has like a fully realized major arcana, but the minor's just kind of lacking. 6 of Wands, and here we're getting some fully illustrated. 7 of Wands, got the defense up. The 8, typical 8 of Wands, that movement card. I'm not mad at it. Then you have the 9 of Wands here. And then the 10 of Wands. Yeah. And then the core cards have been renamed. So the child is the page, of course. The sibling for the knight. The queen. And then the elder as the king. Which I like that. That name change suits this deck. Then going into the chalices, which is the cups, which is a very traditional name change, so I'm not mad at it. The 2. The 3. The 4. 5. Yeah. So pippish. The 6. It's interesting. Yeah, this is very nice. You can see this person, taking a look at their youth and then how, they've grown older. I can see that. The 7. And maybe like the purpose of like having a mix of pippish decks, pippish illustrations, and then fully illustrating the cards is to have that inclusive aspect. So some people who really like pip decks, they will gravitate towards this, and then those folks who like their cards to have fully developed cards, they would also like this as well. Child of Cups, the sibling of Cups. It's interesting to see 2 people on it. The Queen, definitely a drag queen perhaps, and then the Elder of Cups. Then going into the Pentacles, which has been renamed as Plants, which that's another one that's typical. It's very earthy, grounded, possession. So I'm not mad at it. 2 of Pentacles. The 3. The 4. The 5. They need help. 6. And the Pentacle suit and also the Sword suit in any tarot deck, I generally gravitate towards those 2 suits. And while I appreciate the illustrations in this deck, I wish that all the cards were like fully developed. And the 10. And kind of to follow, the traditional RWS, you know, illustrations, I guess. But I don't mind the changing of things. Yeah, I don't like pippish cards. And then the Elder. And then we're going into the swords, which is flags, which it that makes sense because it's air, and flags are meant to be waving in the air, so I get it. It is a little bit of adjustment to fully grasp the name changes of the elements and the suits. Two of Swords, the 3. Again, I just feel like this could have been more developed, and it could have been um, more breathtaking, 4 flags, this, yeah, I'm like, okay. And then the 5, and then the 6, moving away from things. 7 of Swords, the thievery, the trickery, the deceit. The 8. The 9. The 10. Yeah. The guidebook is definitely going to be essential. It's not a very beginner-friendly deck because it has so many layers to it. The majors have been changed, the minors, the pip decks, the pip cards. It's a lot of change. The change is good, if you get down with all these changes, I think it could be very easy to pick up, but for someone who, like me, it's not going to be easy. But that's why we have this thicker than a Snicker guidebook. Let's go into the guidebook before I pull some cards, so you can get a sense of the guidebook, how to use this deck. It does talk about the name changes, so I appreciate that. And then it goes into some spreads, which is the 1 card pull, the 3 card, and the inverted pyramid. Ooh, okay. Does it have more? And it talks about what each card represents, so that's wonderful. Okay, so you get a full color of the card, get some keywords, then it talks about the card. Oh, so it's, and then this is reverse. So you get both upright and reversal meanings. Does it do for the same for, no. Oh wait, hold on. Yep, so for the minors, you also get a full page of the card. Keywords, talks about the card in both upright and reversal. All right, perfect. So folks, let's pull some cards and let me give you some ASMR. What's the card we got? We have Strength. I love it. Perfect for Pride. All right, so going into the guidebook. Okay, so we have the full card here. The keywords is feeling fiery, strong-willed, and powerful. It's time for you to let that lion or lioness deep inside you roar loud and proud from the rooftops. This card serves a reminder that you're stronger than you give yourself credit for. You know what to do and who you are, but it's time to let that energy be seen by everyone who's in your path. This could also be a sign not to back down from any sort of difficulty that has come into your life. And the Strength card upright is a sign that you will be successful in this. Sometimes you may be tired of being called the strong friend or person, and that's okay. Strength also comes in your vulnerability to ask for help and let people into the inner workings that you come with. It takes a sense of courage to be the most vulnerable, authentic version of yourself, and the Strength card is here as a reminder that the truest version of you is one of your most powerful qualities. Let that freak flag fly, let that fire burn, and show up as who you know that you're meant to be. You have the finesse of a courageous cat and are able to maneuver through any difficulties with ease. You also know how to tame the beast within your spirit. Let it be known that you're not the one to mess with while standing your ground and shining in your most authentic light. The Leo energy that comes along with this card is powerful for those who want to take up space, and baby, you deserve to do just that. Be courageous, be patient, and be powerful. And then, of course, it gives some keywords into the reverse. And I knew I saw some astrological symbols and signs within this deck. So I'm glad that it did mention the Leo energy of that card. It's a lot of information, and I really like that. So I think the guidebook is essential, especially when it comes to some of these more pippish cards, like this one. That is tarot for you and me. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this deck? Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about the minor arcana being named plants, chalices, flags, and lanterns? I think they are very unique aspect of this deck. So yeah, let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this very queer, inclusive, focused deck? So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate you taking the time to look at my content, and I just hope you be well, stay kind, and until next time, I will see you for my next video. Take care.